A few individuals gave me recommendations to read about the story around this commission, and despite this whole thing being old news, I didn't feel like a whole video was going to cut it. So instead of talking about that, we're going to talk about closed species. If you want to learn more about that 20K commission story, a link to Izzy's video is in the description. Go watch it. Informative video from a very swell creator. That shit will make you want to clap like a fucking seal. So some of you may be familiar with Adopts or the adoptable community. It's a large community that has spread over social media sites that sell furry or humanoid designs for money, art, Robux, V-Bucks, picture of dirty ass toes. Typically when people buy a character or make one, they use it for making art, stories, role-playing, and even creating digital products of it. Before I get into the heart of the matter, allow me to explain what open and closed species are. An open species is a species anyone can make a design for. No need to pay for an adoptable character, just make sure to follow the TOS if there is one. It's like telling an officer that you were rushing to church and you get offered a warning. This is a Dutch angel dragon, a species made by Eno 897777. Now, this piece was made by an artist named Fluffy Flu, who is a part of the Dutch Angels Dragons group. You can see similar traits of the species, which shows you that the creator is fine with people making designs. A closed species is a species created by an artist where the right to create new characters of said species is restricted. An example would be putting a dog in underwear and calling it underdogs. They often contain some detailed lore, with the creation of subspecies or hybrids being heavily disliked upon. Consumers usually have to buy, win, or otherwise obtain official permission to make a character in the species. The people who retain the copyright for the species, being the creator or designated artist, are the only ones who can give that approval. Why would someone do this? I could ask you why French Montana decided to drop 5 versions of his album, then release every single track as a single. Money. It's always money. The only thing I could tell you on why it seems special is really dependent on what the person wants. You'll either have people who are only in it for the lore, while others are interested in collecting designs from popular artists and species. Don't get me wrong, if the species grows, you can build a unique community off of it. I have a question for the open and closed species community, or anybody that just makes this shit. Is this a status thing? Is this the counterpart of flexing? Flexing that cash, some cheddar, showing that green. Is it like in middle school when you walk into class with your wrist game on fleek, ice on your neck, silly band gang, you know? I'm not gonna lie, I have viewed some pretty cool designs for closed species. Shouldn't really jumble everyone together since there's people out there not doing too much and simply just having it reserved, which I can totally understand. It's a great area for me because one thing I could see being bad is someone deciding to draw art or design a character of another person's species, only to claim that they themselves have designed it, which is just wrong. People like to draw Mickey Mouse from Disney. They'll gender bent him, cuck him, design him as a villain. You can draw him being butt naked, oiled up in Sherman alcohol while holding a can of baked beans touching his nipples. But one thing they never do is claim him as a character of their own. Concept belongs to Disney, but you guys can do whatever the hell you want with it. And Disney can't do shit about it. So now that you've been fed your little spoonfuls, I'm just gonna come out and say it. This shit is kind of stupid. There's a lot, and I mean a lot of people that hate the closed species concept. I feel like there are heavy restrictions for having a closed species because it's actively limiting a person's creativity when making a character. Expression and creativity is what it should be about, not controlling these aspects like The Rock's contract. You want to talk about designs? You grab a wolf and give it some bright neon colored fur that also glows. Whoa, it's fucking retro! Then you slap on the closed species label. Oh look, I made a dolphin with a rainbow gradient and added sparkles to it. The pricing? In the hundreds and thousands per design. Look, I'm not one to spend money on a lot of art, but it would be absurd to pay that amount for something not unique. Oh my god, I just remembered that adoptable outfits existed. Would I rather be stuck creating closed species or making outfits for people to use on their characters? Being touched by a homeless man is better than those two options. Apparently I did not notice, but protogens are an open species. Yeah, so there's a closed species called Protogen. Furry raptors cyborgs with electronic display as a face. God damn! Why you have thighs looking like a Pixar bomb? Okay, so all that happened was a user named Malice Risu. Hopefully I fucking pronounced that because I don't fucking know. They invented the protogen species that's essentially an extension of the Protogen, giving them more of an animal-like appearance. Despite it being an open species, there was still a specific set of rules for the species and some features that are reserved for rare protogens. Users ended up being blacklisted for creating protogens that featured rare assets. So because of this, many members of the fandom began creating illegal protogens and sharing them to troll the creator of protogens. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, you deserve it for your dumbassery because That was for sure a dumb decision. I see this whole thing as assholes gatekeeping innocent artists from having freedom just so they can make a quick cash grab. What's funny to me is that some people believe that you can get sued for this, which is entirely not even true. Copyright law doesn't work that way. You can't do anything if you don't get a trademark for your design, and putting them out in public is just as idiotic. What I'm saying isn't to demonize and demoralize anyone who wants to create. I'm letting it be known that you need to check yourself. You aren't Mozart, you aren't Bob Ross, you aren't Picasso. Stop trying to be God. That's just not your job.